The movie begins on a stormy night when a young man named Neil knocks on the door of a pub. The owner, an old man named Owen, opens the door, and Neil requests to see his dead wife in the basement. He offers Owen a lot of money in exchange for the chance to speak with her. But despite the tempting offer, Owen refuses and tells Neil to go away. As Neil leaves, Owen quickly takes a sip of his drink to calm himself. Then, he goes to one of the rooms and starts recording a message for someone. In the video, he says that this property comes with a special tenant, and you are its guardian now, so you cannot let her out of the basement. Owen also says that her curse ends with me tonight, but if you are seeing this video, then I have failed, and you are doomed. After that, Owen goes down to the basement and ties an unknown person to a chair. He pours oil around the chair, but just as he is about to light the fire, a creepy hand touches his face. He comes crawling out of the basement, engulfed in flames, and dies on the spot as the tied-up creature watches him with its black eyes. Now, the scene shifts to a young girl named Iris who is sneaking into a house through the window with her friend Katie to pack her things because she can't pay rent. As the two girls are walking back, Iris receives a call saying her father has passed away. In shock, she quickly books a flight to London to identify her father's body at the morgue. After identifying the dead body, Iris meets a solicitor who takes her to her father's pub and shows her around. She asks him if she can stay there for the night, and he tells her, sure, no problem. At night, Iris speaks to Katie on the phone, and Katie tells her that she's coming to check up on her. After that, Iris falls asleep but wakes up in the middle of the night because she hears something downstairs and goes to check it out. While investigating the place with her phone's flashlight, she suddenly spots Neil and grabs liquor bottles to protect herself. Iris asks him what he wants, and he tells her that he wants to see his wife, who is in the basement. When he offers her £8,000 to see his wife, she hesitates, but then tells him to come back tomorrow since she doesn't have the basement keys yet. The next morning, Iris goes to meet the solicitor once again. Before handing Iris the keys to the house, the solicitor presents her with an old document to sign, along with a cassette containing a secret message from her father. Later, when Katie arrives, Iris informs her about Neil's desire to see his wife in the basement. When Neil arrives, Iris guides him to the basement. As he walks inside the empty room, Iris and Katie follow him. Then, Neil calls out for someone to appear, but there is no response. But when Iris addresses whoever might be in the hole to come out, they observe a shadow emerging from the darkness. Soon, a strange creature wrapped in a sack with a bag covering its head appears and tries to come closer to Iris. When she tells it to stop, the creature surprisingly obeys, and she instructs it to sit on the chair. Neil sits beside the creature and presents it with his wife's ring, which the creature accepts and places in its mouth. Neil then straps the creature to the chair while Iris and Katie quietly observe what is happening from a corner. All three of them watch as the creature transforms into a woman. When Neil removes the bag covering the woman's head, he is taken aback to find that it is not his wife but his mother. He asks her why she abandoned him as a child, but her reply hurts him deeply. After his birth, life felt like a slow death. Then, unexpectedly, she asks him to kiss her because, as a child, he never wanted to kiss her. In a state of shock, Neil quickly gets up and runs in the opposite direction. When he looks back, she has vanished from the chair. As he scans the basement in confusion, he is suddenly seized. She pins Neil to the ground and demands a kiss before surprisingly vomiting water on him. When Iris tells her to stop, the woman stops vomiting water, and Neil instructs Iris to cover her head with the bag again. As Iris complies, the woman reverts to her original form and spits the ring out before going back into the hole. When they come out of the basement, Neil explains that the ring originally belonged to his mother. He suggests they try one more time, but Iris refuses, stating that his wife is gone and he should find peace. Before leaving, he admits that he forgot to mention earlier that they can only talk to the creature for 2 minutes. Later, Iris and Katie sit down to watch the recording in which Iris's father tells her about the creature. He lets her know that she should not let the creature out of the basement no matter what happens. He warns her against speaking to the creature more than once and apologizes to Iris for abandoning her when she was little. After watching the recording, Katie insists that they leave the property immediately, However, Iris responds by explaining that they can stay here for a few days because she has nowhere else to go. Then, they both go to the basement, and Iris writes "Do not cross" on the basement stairs and commands the creature that it is forbidden to cross this step. After locking the door, Katie puts a barrel against the door for safety. When she turns back to leave, a picture frame hanging on the wall unexpectedly falls to the ground and shatters. She picks it up and does some research on it. While researching, she suddenly sees a corpse sitting in front of her. She gets scared and grabs a stick to protect herself, but the man seems to have vanished. Meanwhile, Iris visits Neil's house, and he invites her inside for tea. They talk about Iris's father, and Neil shares that he had a deal with Iris's dad to talk to his dead wife, but the plan didn't work out because her dad changed his mind. Iris is surprised and confesses that she didn't know her dad well and didn't even know where he lived. Both of them return to the pub's basement, and this time, Neil presents the creature with a necklace that once belonged to his wife. As Iris keeps track of time ticking away, Neil removes the bag from the creature's head, revealing his deceased wife, Sarah. Neil embraces her and asks her about the person she was cheating with because he knew that she was going to leave him. Iris warns him that only 30 seconds remain, but Sarah doesn't remember anything. As 2 minutes pass, the basement suddenly has a flash of light, and Sarah tells him that there isn't any other man. She just doesn't want to be with him anymore. As Iris moves to put the bag on her head, the creature moves back into the chair. Suddenly, it gets dark in the basement, and Iris hears her mother's voice. She moves toward her, but when she is about to put the bag on her mother's head, her mother turns around, screams, and crawls toward Iris, attempting to cover her mouth. Iris tells the creature to obey her, but it responds, "We are both prisoners," before putting the bag back on her head herself. Upstairs, Iris confronts Neil for lying to her, and Katie angrily tells him to leave. As Iris sits there, she sees a vision of her father talking to her mother in the basement. He tells her that she is going to see Iris now, but his wife warns him about the consequences if he tries to leave this place. Then, his wife tells him to set her free, and all this will be over. However, Owen comes up with the idea to burn this place to the ground, so no one has to look after it. But as he tries to light the lighter, her mother's eyes turn black, and Owen ends up burning himself in the fire. At night, Iris wakes up and goes to the basement. She sees her father there, but when her father touches his face, he starts peeling his entire face off, revealing that it's a faceless creature. In anger, Iris tries to choke it, but she feels like she's the one being choked. When she takes off the mask from the creature, she's shocked to see her face. And that's when she wakes up from the nightmare, gasping for air because there's a string choking her neck. She goes to the bathroom to use the scissors, but they fall to the ground. Fortunately, Katie arrives in time and cuts the string from her neck, then throws it away. After this, they both go to meet the solicitor, but no one is there at the office. When they return home, Katie tells Iris to leave this place because it is making her crazy. Iris gets angry at her because she feels like Katie always takes things away from her, and she is doing it right now as well. The creature overhears their conversation as they argue with each other. In sadness and anger, Katie leaves the place and goes to Fredland to look for more answers to what she was researching about earlier. When she arrives there, she finds an abandoned house with clues on the wall. She gathers all the clues in her bag and leaves a voicemail for Iris. Meanwhile, Iris offers the creature her father's watch as a means to communicate with him. When the creature transforms into Owen, he apologizes for leaving her, explaining that he tried to return but her mother fell ill, ultimately passing away when he tried to leave this place. Iris asks Owen how to control the creature, but he confesses he knows nothing about it, only that its power increases with each use. Suddenly, her father's form is engulfed in flames, and he tells her never to summon him again. After some time, Katie returns home and heads to the basement to find Iris. Unexpectedly, the creature appears behind her, scaring her and making her run towards the stairs. In a startling turn, the creature grabs a picture from Katie's bag and devours it. Then, the creature removes the mask, revealing a man named Otto. He explains that the creature was once a woman with the ability to revive the dead. Long ago, the Brotherhood discovered her power and tried to exploit it. When she refused, they labeled her a witch and burned her alive. However, her death led to dark occurrences, forcing the Brotherhood to perform a ritual to imprison her behind this brick wall forever. Despite this, they continue to abuse her power, leading to grave consequences. After telling the whole story, Otto asks Katie if she is the gatekeeper, and she says no. Then he tells her that there are no answers for her, only pain, and then starts attacking her. Iris gets a call from Katie downstairs and hurries to investigate, but she hears Katie's voice coming from inside the hole. Venturing deeper into the tunnel, she discovers Katie's lifeless body on the floor. Filled with rage and grief, Iris vows to end the creature's existence. In a desperate bid to escape, she races towards the exit as the creature chases her relentlessly. During this chaos, Neil enters the basement and gives Iris some medication to relieve her pain, assuring her that he's there to support her. However, when Iris wakes up during the night, she notices that the pills Neil gave her were sleeping pills. Then, Iris goes towards the basement and overhears Neil conversing with the creature in Sarah's form. He offers himself as her guardian. Sarah leans forward and tells Neil to kill Iris, just like he killed his family, if he wants to be the guardian. Neil hesitates, but when he turns around to see Iris standing at the door of the basement, he starts chasing her with the intent to kill. The two of them reach the roof and he attempts to strangle her, but Iris strikes him on the head and flees. He catches her trying to climb down the stairs and pushes her, causing her to fall to her death. Neil then carries Iris's body downstairs to the creature, who consumes an object that belonged to Iris, causing Iris herself to emerge from the creature's form. Neil asks Iris how he can become her guardian. The creature thanks Neil for killing her former guardian and informs him that Iris is still the master, as her name is on the deed. In a surprising twist of events, the creature reveals that she is the one who orchestrated everything to set herself free and succeeded in her plan. From killing Alan to summoning Iris to the pub, the creature was behind all of it. Suddenly, the lights go out, and the creature pulls Neil toward the hole. His mother grabs his arms and breaks them, while his wife bangs his head on the floor. Then Iris enters and strikes Neil's head with a chair, ending his suffering. The creature, now in Iris's form, flees the property. As soon as she leaves, the whole building goes down in flames, and the movie ends.